The Special Prosecutor, Martin Amidu, says his office is set to begin investigations of cases that have come before it once it receives its budgetary allocation. The governing board of the Office of the Special Prosecutor was inaugurated by President Akufo-Addo on Thursday, thereby completing the establishment of the anti-corruption body. Ms. Amidu, after conducting members of the board round his office, however, cautioned they cannot investigate hearsay and asked those calling for the prosecution of particular cases to get more knowledge on them.
Every petition that has come to this office since I assumed office on the 26th of February 2018 has responded. But there are so many people who just read the news and this fellow said this, investigate it. If you don't have personal knowledge and you are, this office should investigate hearsay. This office cannot investigate hearsay. So petitioners must be people who have personal knowledge of the facts. And no, you can't have resources to prosecute everybody who commits crime. So you make sure that you prosecute only the very serious ones so that it can deter people from continuing to commit crime. Because you have to look at the resources you are spending and then the other areas. So we will prosecute serious corruption offenses. The less serious ones, we will maybe agree to reparations and other things. So the public should not be too emotional and just give the office time. And I can assure them that under our watch, nobody is going to interfere with our work. We will be as independent as possible, subject only to the law, the rule of law, and due process. We will treat crime, as I've always said, regardless of party, political consideration, whatever association, ethnic affiliation, crime will be crime. If you go back to my 9-hour vetting, quoted very senior prosecutors and things who have given guidelines as to what we must do.
Witness protection. Is your office involved? Would your office be involved?
We are yet starting up.
Okay.
We have investigations of prosecutors. So we haven't got to the time where we will go into the nitty-gritties. In fact, what we are even expecting now is money to start with.
In a related development, President Akufo-Addo has assured the Special Prosecutor will receive the needed funds to operate. Swearing in the governing board of the Special Prosecutor on Thursday, he urged its 9 members to work to ensure the independence of the office in line with the law that set it up. There's more in the following News Desk report.
Do in the name of the Almighty thou swear.
The membership drawn from the police, the Economic and Organized Crime Office, the Attorney General's Department, the Auditor General's Department, Anti-Corruption Coalition and others have the ultimate task of ensuring the Special Prosecutor operates with due regard to the rule of law and laid down procedure in carrying out prosecution of public and private individuals found culpable of misappropriating public funds. Inaugurating the board, President Akufo-Addo said he is hopeful the public sector will sanitize the country with work of the Special Prosecutor.
The responsibility is on you to ensure that the public life of our country is sanitized, are considerable. But I'm confident that the quality of people that have been assembled on this board, beginning, of course, with the Special Prosecutor himself and his deputy and the other members of the board, are such as to give confidence that this very difficult assignment is one that is going to be undertaken in all seriousness. It will be done without fear or favor, ill will or malice.
President Akufo-Addo has also assured budgets of the Office of a Special Prosecutor will be met by the Finance Minister.
The one institution that is not represented on your board, perhaps may be the most important, that is the Minister of Finance. maybe the Parliament was overlooked the necessity for him to be represented, because resourcing your office is very much more his function than it is mine. But believe me, you will have my support in making sure that the Minister of Finance implements your budget, and if necessary finds ways to mobilize additional resources for you to be able to do your work well.
The board is expected to meet and elect among them a chairperson. Representative of anti-corruption civil society organizations, Linda Ofurikwafor, pledged their cooperation to the fight against corruption.
We assure you of our unflinching commitment and dedication to discharge our obligations as stipulated under Section 6.1 of the OSP Act 2017, Act 959, in the supreme interest of our beloved country, Ghana, God being our help.
The Special Prosecutor's Office has already begun work with Martin Amidu, teaming up with the Auditor General, Daniel Domelevo, to clamp down on payroll fraud.
Government could soon begin criminal prosecution of former Ghana Football Association President Kwesi Nyantakyi, and that's according to the Deputy Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, who says the AG's department is awaiting conclusion of an ongoing probe into alleged bribery in Ghana football. Lawyer for the GFA, Thaddeus Sorry, in open court Thursday, questioned why the AG's department was not focusing on initiating criminal proceedings against such officials, but rather seeking to have the local football governing body dissolved. But the Deputy Attorney General says any action by the state would be informed by the police probe. He has since been speaking with JoyNews, and we'll bring you that interview in a bit. But here is what transpired in court on Thursday. And the Deputy Attorney General, Godfrey Dame, has told JoyNews prosecution will commence soon.
Today sets a very remarkable tone in the whole process. The court has appointed the register of companies to exercise powers under the Liquidation Act, and to me it's very significant. It shows that, well, very serious issues have been raised before the court, and the assets of the GFA can be safeguarded from any unnecessary dissipation. The concern by the lawyer for the GFA is that, I mean, in this unusual instance, you are not prosecuting as you've done in other investigations that a journalist has carried out. We to understand that you are doing something, or you are simply not prosecuting? No, not at all. I mean, but you see, but he loses the point. The point is that in the course of this civil action that we have filed, we can actually take steps to ensure the allegations of crime are dealt with by the court. So the court has the power to consider the allegations of crime that we have made against the GFA, even in these proceedings. The allegations of crime can be established within the premises of this action. So I think that he has missed the point entirely. But are you undertaking some criminal investigation hoping to prosecute? Oh yes. Criminal investigations indeed have been undertaken. Kwesi Nyantakyi and other executive committee members report to the Ghana Police Service all the time. They are still conducting their own investigations. So I don't think it is appropriate for us to say that no criminal action whatsoever will be taken against them.
Well, senior lawyer and a member of the disciplinary committee of the General Legal Council, Sam Okudzeto, has questioned the power of the High Court to overturn the decision of the disciplinary committee suspending human rights lawyer Francis Xavier Susu. The celebrated human rights lawyer, Francis Xavier Susu, was handed a 3-year ban on June 1, 2017 for touting and personal advertisements on social media. The High Court, stating human rights abuse, overturned the sanction. Speaking on upfront, Mr. Okudzeto told Raymond Akwa that the High Court lacked jurisdiction on the matter.
Well, the courts, sometimes some of them don't understand. Because
the court, rather?
Yeah, because the High Court purporting to be overturned the decision of the disciplinary committee, forgetting that on the disciplinary committee, you had actually 3 Supreme Court judges. Now, what makes the High Court judge think that he understands the issues more than Supreme Court judges who are taking the decision?
But it's not a legal procedure. If the person has a problem, go to the High Court. Then
no, it's not even High Court. It's the Court of Appeal supposed to be appealed to the High Court, the appeal court. But even when the appeal court was given that power, it was the final court of the land. So technically, the decisions can only be reversed by the Supreme Court.
Supreme Court. Interesting.
So judges were assuming power which they don't have. You have to look at the people who are giving this. Exactly. Because you say we are taking this. Did you sit with us? Did you know the facts as they were? What are you reversing?
I said the human rights of the person were
the way upon. You see, the human rights now is being bombarded. I see lawyers who are stolen money, and then when they come before the disciplinary committee, then they rush to the High Court to say that human rights. And I ask them, whose human rights are you talking about? What is the person you cheated? He doesn't have a human rights.
The case in contest had to do with, one, advertising.
Yes,
yes, and also being reported by a client of taking some amount of money, like 50,000 from the client.
Yes, of course. But you're not supposed to advertise. It's part of the rules. It's quite clear in the rules that you're not supposed to advertise. But here you go on the line, and then you go, you put your, you dress in wig and gown, and you say you are a human rights lawyer. You act pro bono. People who are pro bono should come to you. That is advertisement. Who made you a pro bono lawyer? And then if you say pro bono, where were you collecting money from the people? Pro bono means free. Pro bono is free.
So now I'm confused, but he's been let go. He's going to practice his law.
Well, he will still get himself into more trouble, don't worry.
It's interesting to know that. And maybe I have to, they say my time is almost
unless he changed his psychic.
About how, but he's seen as a human rights advocate.
He's not a human rights advocate.
Helping people.
He's touting to make money.
Well, let's move away from the subject of the law. The teacher education in sub-Saharan Africa, TESA, has begun the implementation of making classrooms in Ghana friendly. The teaching network is working across 9 African countries, including Ghana and Nigeria, all in a bid to help improve teacher education and also classroom situations. Speaking at a training workshop to resource teachers to improve conditions in the classrooms, TESA Ambassador for Ghana, Victor Nyamfo, advocated a student-centered classroom than classrooms controlled by teachers.
In Ghana, most classrooms appear unfriendly to many students. That's according to the teacher education in sub-Saharan Africa. The unfriendly classrooms, according to TESA, do not motivate students to learn. The teacher education in sub-Saharan Africa is particularly concerned with providing support for teachers to improve their skills and improve classroom resources. Over 24 partner schools of Ola College of Education are expected to utilize the resources that have been made available through the teaching network. Victor Nyamfo is the TESA Ambassador for Ghana.
We are looking at how to make sure that our classrooms are effectively managed by competent teachers. Planning to teach involves looking for the right or the appropriate teaching learning materials, meaning that we have to use several strategies to engage the learners in the classroom. So the creative approaches could be games, using games to teach, group work, talk for learning, among others. So if we integrate all these in our teaching and learning, first we'll be able to now engage the learners, because the SDG 4, another thing dealing with quality education, we are looking at where education focuses on the learner. in another perspective, learner-centered pedagogy.
By the end of 2020, it is expected that about 500,000 teachers would be working with the teacher education in sub-Saharan Africa to improve the classroom situations. Richard Kwejenyako, Joy News, Cape Coast.
The 15th edition of the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair officially opened on Thursday and is expected to run until this Sunday, July 15. The opening ceremony featured the usual mock wedding, except this year's mock groom, Lexus Bill, appeared quite eager to have his mock bride truly married to him, and the officiating pastor was therefore compelled to make it clear the wedding was just only for the show of it. And so Maxwell Agbogo was there and filed this report for us.
The keyboardist who serenaded the guests at the opening ceremony set the tone by making sure there was enough romance in the air.
May we please rise?
Adakwe's rendition of Your Grace and Mercy took it up another notch.
Your grace and mercy is all I need. Your grace and mercy has brought me thus far.
The bridal party for the mock wedding arrived looking splendid, thanks to the sponsors of the event. The exchange of vows was officiated by Reverend Mike Ni Abosei.
Do take thee, Mapitso, Sechema to be. That qualification is very important. To be my unlawful wedded wife. Please, a special emphasis on unlawful wedded wife. To be my, and take instructions. Wedded wife. To be my unlawful wedded wife.
The head of sales at Multimedia, Alfred Nazer, explained this year's fair has some new add-ons.
To use this opportunity to invite potential couples, to-be couples, singles to Accra International Conference Center. Between now and Sunday, come around. You have everything that you need for your marriage.
Inside here, you know, it's ready. I'll be speaking to the project lead for the 15th edition of the Joy Beauty and Bridal Fair. He's standing very close to me, next to this beautiful flower arch that we have here with this crystal curtains that we have here.
Tomorrow, again, later in the evening, there's something we are doing spectacular, which is the happy hour. So from 7 o'clock...
Is it the first time the happy hour is going to happen?
Yes, this is the first time we are bringing this thing together. It's a whole experience we're putting together this year. So from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, there will be kizomba, there will be kizalza, there will be a lot of things to drink, a lot of food to eat, a lot of music to dance to, a lot of people to connect to. So that will go into the night. On Saturday is the big day for everybody.
Okay.
We are looking
of course, we have the marriage
seminar intertwined with the fashion show. This year, we're not doing it separately. We are doing the two together. So you are seated comfortably, being treated to a very good marriage topics that will blow your mind.
The foyer of the Accra International Conference Center has been transformed into a one-stop shop. Catherine Gordons owns Catherine Garments and sells traditional clothes like Agbada. She talks about the excitement that comes with being part of the bridal fair and about the gradual shift from wedding gowns to traditional outfits incorporating kente.
We are getting people now to do the traditional outfits for their wedding. The ladies even wear the gown, and the guy will just wear a simple kaftan dress, and then they are good to go. Some wear the kente cloth, and they are fine. And we designers are very excited about that because it's creating jobs for us.
For the groom, he can wear his suit to the office, but what options are available for the bride? Another exhibitor from Akitisia Garment, Abna Dafo, says women can put their wedding gowns online for sale.
Well, some brides are not really concerned about what gowns they choose and after what they will use it for. So if you're someone who is really concerned about not keeping your dress after that, you need to choose a dress that you can use after the ceremony. We have so many dresses which are simple at the bottom that you can use for that. And also, there are also many websites that you can resell your dresses.
For patrons, the beauty and bridal fair eliminates completely the inconvenience that comes with moving from one shop to the other. It is that time of the year when all roads lead to the Accra International Conference Center. Reporting for Joy News, Maxwell Agbagba.
Maxwell Agbagba. He's not getting married soon, so yeah, we'll have to chill it. But please, the fair is still on. The Accra International Conference Center is a venue and is the Joy Bridal and Beauty Fair. Please make sure that from now to Sunday, you're there, get to know which choices you have to make by way of clothing, and also the best advice as far as managing the finances, how you get to put together the guest list, the venue, etc. for a good wedding. I mean, it's all in your mind, a choice you have to make. Well, we have many choices to make on the show. One of them would be to talk to great sports editors, sports writers, coaches, and those who make great commentary on football. Because the World Cup has been on since June and is going to end this Sunday. France and Croatia, they're in the finals of the World Cup finals. And they've done good work so far. I wish France will win, though. They have a plethora of migrant children from Africa, so don't worry. At least United States of Africa is represented in France. We're hoping that that conversation will also be dominated by how this tournament has been, because the good thing is the tournament has been one for many teams that many of the bookmakers did not pick to become leaders of their groups and going into the various qualification rounds and the others. But in the meantime, we want to look at the great stories on front and back pages of the newspapers, and then also we'll look at myjoyonline.com and the other online portals. We're taking a break. We'll be right back with all these. Stay on.